My name is Aspen Lambert, and this is my final project video on the second part of the final project. For the first question of what my vision is, this is basically my vision. This is me and my now 6-month-old baby. My vision is to be a working mom. I obviously take being a mom very serious, and as a first-time mom to my little baby, I can truly say I did not know what hard work was until I became a mom. At the same time, I'm also career-driven and have always and always will be. I personally know my strengths, and I feel like I could be a great manager and leader and have a clear vision of what I want when it comes to being an upper-level manager. I know that this is going to be hard to obtain, being that I'm a woman in the construction industry, which is the dream that I have of working in and the current job that I have now. Women in construction are not as well known, and it's a predominantly male industry. And I want to be the voice for the change and to start showing other women that they can obtain the job that they want, even if it's in a male-dominated industry like construction. I hope that me living up to my vision for myself and my career helps translate into a higher acceptance of women into the workplace as well. More importantly, I want my children to know how hardworking I am. I want to be a good example of that, and I don't want to be someone who's remembered or seen as staying stagnant their whole life. I want to be remembered as a leader and an influencer, a mentor, and mostly a hardworking mother. For the second part of what leadership theories or philosophies resonate with me the most, I feel like this entire semester I've kind of bounced back and forth about the leadership styles that I like the most and find the most applicable to the way that I would like to lead in my future career and as a mother. Overall, I think that servant leadership is my favorite, as well as the most applicable. Servant leadership is all about being attentive to their followers and their needs and empowering them and helping them develop their skills to become better. I'm a fan of follower-centered leadership styles, but servant leadership takes the cake for sure. The textbook that we read this semester talks about 10 specific characteristics that those that use servant leadership methods follow. These are the 10. It's listening, empathy, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptual, foresight, stewardship, commitment to growth, and building their community. By no means am I an expert in any of these characteristics, but I do strive to work on these characteristics so that I can become a better leader in the future. I personally think that it's so important to be follower focused because it influences your followers to have a sense of trust in you as their leader or as their manager. They know that you will go to bat for them, you will support them, and help them succeed in their professional and sometimes even their personal lives. I hope that as I obtain leadership positions in the future, that I will be seen as an empowering leader who puts their followers first. I think it creates a great team culture and invites so much more room for growth, even for the leader. So, my goals and how I manifest them. I always say that hard work pays off. I feel like I've been a really hardworking human being over the course of my life. My parents have instilled a lot of good things in me, and I feel like I know that I've accomplished a lot. I graduated high school. I have been married for coming up on 4 years. I have my first baby. I'm a mother. I am going to be graduating in December with my bachelor's degree in business management. and I'm 22 years old. And I feel like that's a really great accomplishment, and I've stayed really proactive in my young adult life. I, not only that, but I purchased my dream home and dream car with income that I was making for myself. And those goals could not have come forth if I did not manifest them. I have to say it out loud. I have to say, I want to buy this house. How am I going to do that? I want to be a mother. How am I going to do that? And how am I going to succeed in that? But if I never say it out loud, I almost don't believe it. And I think that it's a self-deprivation. But I know that by saying it out loud, it helps me. I can also say things like, I've got this, or I want to be promoted to this position. And then I need to identify the little steps that get me to that position. It's one step at a time. And like with my current job now, I know what my position is now. I know what the next step is. And I know what needs to be done in order for me to obtain that position and in order for me to reach that goal of mine. It takes me being proactive. I have to tell my managers and my team, this is what I want. I want this. And I really do think that helps me manifest what my goals are and helps them see how caring I am about it and how passionate I am, because I'm not afraid to say what I want. So becoming myself. I have had to completely set aside preconceptualized concepts on what it means to be happy and successful and hardworking. Growing up, I feel like I was installed great morals and ethical values in me, but those turned into much more than it should have been, which caused me to be pretty closed-minded when it came to who I was supposed to be and the vision that I had created in my mind that I was supposed to be this perfect being where nothing went wrong. But that's just not how it works. And after having different experiences being a young adult, I've learned that in order for me to reach being my truest self, I have to throw away those unrealistic expectations that I had for myself. They were nearly impossible. I would have had to give up my entire social and personal life in order to obtain that. And for me, that's just not worth it. I care about the relationships that I have with my family and my friends and my husband. And I want to have that balance, the social life and professional life or my career. I want it both. And it wasn't until I had to let go that I realized that I can have both. It just may look a little different than I thought it was going to be. After letting those unrealistic expectations go about who I wanted to become, I was able to find so much more balance between those career and personal goals. That happy balance is just what keeps me motivated and what keeps me wanting to continue to grow. Am I enjoying the overall process of becoming who I am? Overall, I would say yes. Not all my experiences in my life or this process of finding myself have been enjoyable from the beginning. I am definitely not done finding out who I am as a person, and I probably never will be, but I try to. And the most enjoyable experiences have ended up being joyful in the end, maybe not in the beginning. There have been a couple not enjoyable parts of this process that really pushed me to my limits, and I feel like they deserve the most credit of helping me be more open-minded about what my life can look like, and that I can still work towards those goals. The experiences helped shape me into the strong woman and mother that I am today, and honestly, they ended up being happy in a way unlike they started. I mean, even for example, school. I have had the hardest time with this degree. I have done it all with working 40 hours a week, getting pregnant, having a baby. Now I have a 6-month-old baby, and man, that has been quite the eye-opening experience of helping me, and it's not been enjoyable the whole time, I'll be honest. But I know that I will enjoy it, and I know that it will be worth it. And lastly, if I were to seek out a leader, who would I pick and why? On this, I have my mother-in-law over on the end. To give a little background, she is a successful business owner. She runs a construction cleaning business, and not only that, but is she able to run it financially successfully, but she has been a huge help to her employees and her children. I mean, she is someone that people want to go to. She goes to bat for them. She supports them. She gives them guidance, even if it's maybe the guidance you don't want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. Yet she does it in such a gentle way that makes you want to follow her. I know that those things are what I look for, and I feel like it's very similar to the servant leadership type where you're follower based, and she's 100% follower based, especially when it comes to being a mom, and she has such a great balance between those things. No matter what, she's on your side. It doesn't matter what you've done or the life choices you've made, she is on your side, and she will be there to support you. She gives great feedback, and I appreciate all that she has done for me, and she's clearly shown me what type of leader and mother that I want to be. Overall, I have really loved this class. I feel like it is right up my alley. The learning material is fantastic. I actually enjoyed reading the textbooks on most occasions, unless I was exhausted from being a mom. But I really feel like what I've learned in this class can help me translate what I've learned into the real world and take it to my career and become a successful woman in the workplace.